Free, are you? If you want something, say you've got a mouth. I'll put the rubber in. Coffee cake. Will you say? I've got a doily I've put on there. Yeah, I've got another.
Thank you ever so much for turning out this afternoon. The trustees and the volunteers are overwhelmed with the support this afternoon, so thank you very much. Now we're going to have 4 very short speeches, and I promise they are short. And to kick it off, I'm going to introduce Jane Fillamore, who's the project manager of the whole Fresh Winds in the Wind project.
Thanks very much, Anne. Welcome everybody. It's so lovely to see so many people, and indeed old and, or should I say not old, and new faces too. I just want to introduce a few people to you. This is Joff Whitten from the Heritage Lottery Fund. So Jim Case, who you probably all know, local MP, and Paul Hawes, the chair of the trust here, who probably is the person who's been most influential really in getting this whole mill museum project off the ground. He's the sort of master behind it all. We want to welcome you all today for a fantastic grand opening event. Basically, the restoration of the mill, which we see behind us, beautiful ribbons, etc., has been done over the last year in a very traditional way, using traditional methods and traditional sort of techniques inside. Nothing sort of new. We're trying to really re-establish it, almost as if a miller had left 50 or 100 years ago. And that's the sort of feeling you get inside the mill now when you walk in. So it's a very kind of special place, which really respects the heritage of Burwell, and hopefully will be a focal point for the village going forward. We've been incredibly buoyed by the support of everybody from the very beginning of this project. But I have to say, when I first came to Burwell, and I met 2 kinds of people. One was somebody who said they'd never ever heard of a mill or a museum in the village, and the other was a group of people who said how much they loved it and how they'd been there as a child, or they took their children there. And our aim of this project here is to try and get a lot of people from Group A into Group B and to grow this as a real resource for the village for the future. Inside we've got one film which is called How Burwell Saved the Mill, and I really feel that you have all saved the mill. It's been an incredible thing, the support we've got here. We're looking now currently for more volunteers, of course, and there's sort of various places around. Come and ask us again afterwards if you'd like to volunteer. We're also looking for a work placement, somebody who's 18 to 24 to come and have work here later. So if anybody is interested in that, please do let us know. But today we've got a great event for you. There's loads going on. We've got the mill tours. As soon as we cut the ribbon, there'll be tours around the mill from our expert guides. There's bread making demonstrations. There's a working forge where you can see horseshoes, etc. being made. There's also junk windmill making, or at least making windmills from junk. There's going to be food and drink from our lovely WI friends and friends of the museum as well. So help yourself to that. Donations appreciated. And there's also going to be a time capsule put into the museum by the Burwell Village College children at 2 p.m. So please do stay for that if you can. Finally, I just want to introduce Joff. Joff Whitten from the HLF. The HLF have been so incredibly supportive to us from the word go here. They've really just been so kind to us, thoughtful, giving us money, giving us generous donations, huge generous donations to put this into the funding. And Josh is going to tell a little bit more now about that. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is my first speech on behalf of HLF today, so I do beg your pardon. I'm going to use my notes and generally look and find and make sure I say the right things. If I say the wrong facts, that would be a shame. Using money raised through the National Lottery, the Heritage Lottery Fund gives grants to protect and open up the diverse heritage of the UK for everyone to enjoy. So thank you for welcoming us here today, because I think it's quite an amazing project, this one, and I have heard about the growth of the project and how the project came about and who's been involved in it. And one of the things I'm so incredibly impressed by and moved by is the number of volunteers who've been supportive of getting this mill up to the standard it is now and what's going to be happening in the future. I think that's a remarkable achievement, so do feel very, very proud of yourselves. It's wonderful, and the HLF are really happy to support projects of that nature. I understand to some extent this is sort of the end of the first book, but the start of the first chapter of the next book. And as has been highlighted, there's this idea of an education programme offering employment opportunities for young people between the ages of 18 and 24. It's fantastic. It's a wonderful idea, and very well done, all of you. We understand that the project is enabling visitors to learn more about the conservation process, which is an interesting idea in itself as well, because conservation is so very important to our shared heritage, and making these amazing things that are part of our history still stay alive to us today and potentially give us enjoyment and understanding and things for the future. It's fantastic. I'll just say a few words about the HLF. Heritage Lottery Fund, or the HLF as we always refer to it, is the UK's leading advocate for the value of heritage to modern life and the largest dedicator of funder of heritage, with around £400 million per year to invest in new projects. From museums and parks and historic places to archaeology, the natural environment and cultural traditions, we have invested in every part of the UK's diverse heritage and funding over 3,600 projects with more than £5.9 billion since we were funded 20 years ago. Quite impressive numbers, I'm sure you agree. In the east of England, we've so far awarded around about 370 million so far to over 3,000 projects, and we will have over 10 million to award within the 2014-15 period. So we hope more projects like this will come forward and tell us about what they're doing and the exciting ideas they have, because heritage is an interesting word, and it's one I'd be happy to talk to you about afterwards when I'm walking around. It's a great idea, and this is obviously local and of you and of the people here, but heritage can mean so many different things to different people. So final little point, congratulations from us, and congratulations to everybody involved, it's fantastic. But do you mind me I'm asking for a show of hands. Do any of you play the National Lottery on the weekend or during the week? A few. Congratulations all, and might I encourage you to do some more, because that money does pay for things like this. So thank you very much for having me, and it's a wonderful project. Well done all. Thank you.
I'm going to introduce now Paul Horse, the chairman of the trust, to say a few words.
Hello everybody, I hope you can all hear me. It was in 1969 when I first got involved with the mill. That's 45 years ago. And in them days we done a bit of restoration, then we waited for more funds, until more funds were available to do some more, and by that time the piece we had done had to be done again. So today I would like to thank the Heritage Lottery Fund for their help and advice for the generous grant which has enabled us to restore the mill. And now I have a whole list of thank yous because they're all written down in case I forget anybody. It's thank you to Amy Sesper, the landfill tax people, and all other businesses and individuals who have financially supported this project. Thank you to Jane, our project manager, Wonder Woman. Well done, yes. Karen, our learning officer, and Anne, the volunteer coordinator. I also would like to thank my fellow trustees and friends of the museum for their help and support over many years. I must not forget all the volunteers who have helped in the project. We have many volunteers who work behind the scenes and you don't see what to do. But to show you what volunteers can do, just look up at the 192 shutters in the windmill sails, which were made by volunteers. They started just after last spring and got finished just after Christmas. There's 192 shutters are made. Also thanks to the residents of Mill Close. It's a quiet little close, but they had to put up with 40-ton cranes coming in to lift the cap on and off. And very good neighbours. Thank you very much. I must also not forget the support from the Burwell Parish Council, and almost all of the whole village have supported many fundraising activities. Our fundraising has been going on here for almost 30 years. We have done everything except rob the bank on the list. I hope now that the villagers will look on the mill and museum as being theirs, and look on it as something they can be proud of. I will now ask Sir Jim Pace, who has supported the mill since May 1996 when Jim was here. I don't know what he came for, that was a long time ago, to cut the ribbon and open our mill. Thank you all very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's really enough speeches. You don't want a lot from me, but you're still going to get one. Just to say, obviously, huge pleasure to be here and to be asked to do this, to open the mill, and congratulations to Paul, but to everybody who's been involved with this. As he says, I came here a long while ago. I didn't realise just how long ago. It wasn't until he remembered. And I've been on other occasions. I did done something for the museum as well, and it's a real joy to see something coming to pass. It's also quite lovely to be almost reinventing history in putting the mill back to its original form. And I can't help remarking that here we are restoring something wonderful like this, and restoring all the work you've just heard on the shutters, on the sails. Somehow I don't think that the modern turbines are going to get quite so much community spirit in 50 or 100 years' time, if anybody ever wants to restore them. But you know, just shows us nothing new about using the wind for energy. And these were, of course, magnificent examples of using it for an everyday job of milling our grain. And of course, not far away, lots more mills for pumping water as well. So we're familiar with them in Cambridgeshire, and it's great that we've got so many that are in various stages of restoration. But here we are with the Burwell Mill all ready, and I'm very happy to declare it open and to cut the ribbon. But before I do, I'd just check with all the photographers that they're ready, because we don't do it again. Are you all ready? Yeah. I'm very happy to declare the refurbished Burwell windmill well and truly open.
We're going to have a quick tour now round, but in about about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, everybody's welcome to, in small numbers, come round and have a tour of the mill. We'd love to see. There's lots of other stuff to do around. Thank you very much.
We'll have a grand opening. Nice to see you.
Serve that to a child and they would be satisfied with the fish. And they then put one out and a bit of healthy fruit loaf, and they would be satisfied because there's brown there, there's fruit in there, but no fat. The only fat's in here, and this is satisfying bread too. In this, it doesn't actually say salt, I just put it as a because I like to bring up salt, but nothing that concentrates. No, it's 40 grams of sugar, but no salt. So, you know, in case you money, you take your choice. This is a very quick bread. You want a picture?
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Emergency bread. Okay? Just see how the rising's doing.
Smells nice. If I put them there, you can just sprinkle them on. And you could put blossom as if it's falling off. You know, you could just put it down like that.
Oh, then just put it in there anyway. Well, it doesn't matter, Ben. Don't worry about it. Now, if I put it here, you can't get 4 in a row this side. But you can still get 4 in a row. Well done. Right, let's just. We know just keep that. There's more.
Look, here's old-fashioned.